Welcome back to Pac-Man Garage. My name is Patrick. If you hadn't met me yet, I appreciate y'all stopping by, checking out a video. We're going to do some more compressor and compressor install, garage install on the compressor and all that good stuff. So appreciate y'all stopping by, and we'll jump right into it. Alright, so the hose reel showed up, and like I said, my plan is to put it up here on the head of the wall. I did have a minor leak on the regulator apparently when I disassembled it and I flipped it around, there's a tiny little O-ring, and apparently one of them was stuck to the back of the pressure gauge. So whenever I flipped it around, I had two O-rings on one side and nothing on the back. So I had to tear it down again and fix that, but that wasn't that big of a deal. So I went ahead and made a template out of the edge of the cardboard box that it came in, and I'm hoping that my bolt pattern matches what was here. That would be really nice. Looks pretty close. We'll give that a shot. There's 4 existing bolt holes there. So I'm going to try to test fit one of my bolts in the hole and also see if everything lines up like I think it will. So the nice thing about a cardboard template is I can just run the screws right through the cardboard. So I ended up scooting it over. My spacing, I think, might have been close, but the bolt holes were slightly larger than the screws I was planning on using. So we'll just move it over a little bit and mount it there. So I'm going to get this back apart now that my holes are pre-mounted, and then we'll get the compressor hung on here. I said compressor, but I meant air reel. But anyways, the other nice thing is we should be able to just tear these clean off, tear right through it. So we'll get this dude mounted up here and see how it goes. So before we mount the compressor, we're gonna go ahead and put our lead hose on. And I'm gonna say I'm a little disappointed with this lead hose situation. So you can order it with a 1/4 inch hose, a 1/4 inch NPT, or you can order it with a 3/8 NPT. The downside of ordering it with a 3/8 NPT is it's not actually 3/8. So it's 3/8 on the reel side, and then they give you a 1/4 inch hose, and then they also give you a 1/4 to 3/8 adapter, which is fine. I mean, technically it would work, but now I'm choking down a 3/8 air hose through a 1/4 inch fitting. So a little disappointed that they don't, I mean, they make this fitting. All they had to do is put this fitting on both hoses and on both ends, and then you're good to go. So a little disappointed in that, but we'll get it assembled and see how it operates. Worst case scenario, I can always buy another 3/8 hose. Just a little disappointing. Well, it's always one step forward and 2 steps backwards, or however that saying goes. I broke one of the bolts off, and that was after I had this bolt, which bent going in somehow. So I don't know if I fatigued them when I ran them in with the impact, or if they're just really crappy bolts to begin with. So I went down to Lowe's, bought the next size up. So I'm going to see if I can get this other piece extracted out of my template holes. If not, then we can scoot back over again and go to where he originally had it. So another point worth mentioning on this air hose, so the 1/4 inch NPT side does not have a swivel on it, which means you really should install this side first, and then whenever you go to install the 3/8 side, it does have a swivel on it. So it allows you to turn the nut portion of the air fitting without rotating the hose or twisting the hose all up. So, oh no, just kidding. I was gonna turn the air on, but I just remembered we got to put a fitting on this guy right here, wherever it is. There it is. So we'll have to add a quick disconnect on the end of our air hose. Then we can turn the air back on. All right, so we're going to turn our air back on now, and all right, so we got air on. I've got 80. I'm going to go up to 90 on the regulator here. Okay, So we got air on everything, and see what our regulator is set to over here. We're set to right at 90 over here as well. So like I said, it gives me some options on setting pressures, having a regulator here as well as having the one over by the workbench as well. So excited about that. Well, it's kind of like cable management, but I had some of these hose holders or harness holders that were left over from the Mustang build, and thought it'd be a nice way to secure the hose to that wall. And the other benefit of doing that is I don't have that big ugly loop hanging down here that you originally saw. So it just loops over the top, nice and gentle, and it's out of the way where it's not going to get caught up in the hose reel itself. Even if it kind of slacks down a little bit, it still should be just fine. So I'm happy with that. Looks a lot cleaner, looks a lot more professional, as if I know what I'm doing. So that's the end of this. We're wrapping it up. Compressor works really well, and it's quiet, relatively quiet compared to the other one. Maybe at some point I'll do a side-by-side of noise volume, but I'm really happy with the install. I'm really happy to have a hose reel, and everything is spec'd out the way I wanted it to, which is really nice. And yeah, excited to be able to get some more projects going on in the garage that need air and have lots of air available. So I'm rambling. So anyways, I appreciate y'all checking out the last of the compressor garage video, and I will catch you in the next one.